Okay, so I am sewing the sashing pieces onto the Octagon. The first step in my first video was to sew the 4 corners in place. Now I'm going back and I'm sewing the second strips. I ended up running out of fabric and had to cut some new strips in a different color, which is actually okay because it makes it easy to tell what I'm talking about in this video. So the next piece I'm going to put on is here. So one thing I did not notice at first when I started sewing these together is that there's 2 different sizes of sashing. There are some that are only 5 3/4 inches, and that's what the first 4 corners were supposed to be, was the shorter length strip. And then this second strip that you're putting on is longer. It's a 7-inch strip. And so it covers, goes way out to the end of each piece, like so. In order to find the center, you can do the method that Cricut recommends, and that's squeezing it together with your fingers. So you kind of know, just visually give yourself an idea of where the center is of your piece in order to get it in the right spot. And then I'm stitching it on with a stitch length of 2.5, and I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance as before. And I've noticed it's really important that you don't stretch these as you work. The first couple of blocks I made were really stretched out, so don't stretch it with your hands. Just keep everything nice and flat as you sew. And you don't really have to tack the ends of each piece, but my machine cuts the threads automatically, so that's why I do that. So I'm going to show you one more time. Same thing. I'm lining up my piece. I'm going to find the halfway position just by folding it with my fingers and visually placing that in the middle. And then I'm going to stitch all the way to the other side. Okay, so that's all ready to go. The next step will be to press all of these pieces out, and then I will be sewing the corner pieces on next, and I'll show you how to do that in just a few minutes.